darling, it's giving me more honors to be, readers, more heaving bosoms.
Hello, Joe.
Oh, hello.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm all right. Sorry, I was just looking. I hadn't realised it had loaded. I was looking at text.
So obviously we're speaking after the first episode last night. Are you okay? Do you need a sedative? How are you feeling?
Surprisingly, I feel amazing. The outpouring of love and support and outrage has been incredible. Like, I knew this was going to happen, so I've been emotionally gearing myself up for it, and the reaction has been beyond. I haven't left the house yet. I'm curious what's going to happen in the streets, the wild streets of Brighton and Hove.
You would hope during this pandemic you won't get mobbed, though.
From afar, from the other side of the road, through a mask.
I mean, look, the episode got such a huge reaction, and it felt like the whole of the UK was watching. Even Tracy Beaker was tweeting her outrage at the result.
Because I hadn't seen it, so I was getting sent things by friends, and at the same time, I just got lots of texts that went, Tracy Beaker is furious! Pop, 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 pop. Like I've managed to catch some stuff. Like this morning, I saw that Violet Chachki was fuming, so that was nice.
Well, to quote you, Joe, I was a bit shocked to see you go so early. I mean,
I'm thinking I'm loving the meme.
Yeah, they're so good.
And I like the bit shocked.
Bit shocked.
There was one moment, and I can't even remember what I was talking about, but I said, I think I'll just be a boozy old cow, actually. But I don't remember why I was even saying it. Like, I can't remember the context, because all I can see now is people online being like, what will I do in lockdown 3? Oh, I guess I'll be a boozy old cow, actually.
When you were watching it, how did it compare with being on set,
Watching myself, I was like, I seem pretty calm. But actually, the whole time I was like, what's going on here? The walk-in was the one that I didn't realise quite how dramatic a lot of my body language is. Because I was certain I just sort of walked in and then stiffly turned around when I looked at the other people. But it turns out I do like a natural swoop.
Surprise!
Yeah, the whole time you think you're like, my name is Joe Black. Lovely. Doesn't Glenn Close look rough? Ha 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 ha. And then turning around. But actually, you're like, ah! Yeah, so what I've learned about myself is that I maybe have more dramatic gesturing than I gave myself credit for.
Okay, Joe, to celebrate your time on Drag Race UK, we're going to make a yearbook, but we need you to nominate your fellow queens in the following categories.
Ooh.
The only rule is you can't nominate yourself, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Category is Biggest Drama Queen.
I'm going to say off-camera, Ellie Diamond, because, she needs a Red Bull. She's not ready. She's got to go.
Oh, is she one of those queens that would, empty her handbag 10 times because she feels like she's lost something?
I think that's maybe more Veronica Green, but the most confused woman in show business.
Category is Best Look.
Oh, can I say 2?
Yes, of course.
Taste and Ahura.
Oh, which looks in particular?
I loved Ahura's Vivienne Westwood and Taste's Cardiff. I mean, Wales one, Cardiff. She's from Newport, but the Wales look.
I loved, and I really mean I loved your dragged up Bowie Life on Mars suit. I thought it was kind of like mermaid Bowie dragged up from the sea. Looking back on it now, what do you think about that one?
Well, do you know what? I was so happy with that look and doing the twist on it, because I did consider doing the actual suit, but in sequin. But I was like, no. For ages I've wanted a fishtail suit, but I wanted to do it with like a tuxedo. And I was like, aha! Now maybe the time. Because this was obviously filmed so long ago, I've had a lot of time to sit and think about the result. And I sat at home going, maybe it wasn't very Bowie. And then I saw the episode, I was like, that is Bowie!
It was unmistakably Bowie. Look, I'm sorry, I have to call out the judges on this one. It was a great Bowie, and I think everyone on social media agreed.
Yeah, but I wanted to do Bowie because Bowie is someone that really represents the other. And I think they really broke down barriers and they opened people's minds. Usually, heterosexual middle-aged men are open to things like me because of people like David Bowie. So I thought to do David was important because he represents something very inspiring for queer people, or at least people's perceptions of queerness. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And it actually also, on top of that, kind of was well timed because it was this week or last week of his
last week,
5th anniversary of his death. So
when I realised that was the anniversary, I was like, next week. Hey, next week's time.
Let's talk about the Brighton look. Now, I lived in Brighton for 5 years, so I must admit your outfit was lacking the seagull shit that you do get covered in when you live in Brighton.
It's a problem, isn't it? You know, but it was such a gorgeous fabric. I was like, right, no seagulls are shitting on this one. It was so funny. There was a moment when preparing for the show that I was like, right, Joe, you need some seagulls. And I was like, right, I haven't got the space in my bags for this. Seagulls, you know, I was trying to find them and none of them were in flight. And I was like, right, can I take in-flight taxidermy seagulls to Drag Race? I was like, no, that's bad taste, Joe. We can't do that.
I mean, I guess you could have done like a Beau Selector Arquez, you know, when he had the Craig David character, but I don't know if that would have gone down well, to be honest.
Something I was going to do with it that I didn't end up doing was I wanted like a scepter of the i360.
Oh, yes.
But as we've learned from season 1 and Vinegar Strokes trying to do the tube, and ended up doing the Thames at the last minute because the tube, surprisingly, is copyrighted. I was like, I can't hold the British Airways i360 in my hands. Like it would make a beautiful scepter, but I was like, I'm not sure product placement for British Airways is right now.
it could have been an issue. I mean, the judges kind of took your Brighton Pavilion theme, I would say, a little bit too literally. I think they were kind of imagining you to walk out as a actual building, it seemed. And Graham even said he thought it might have been your 15th idea. Was it?
It was my second idea.
So what was the first?
My first one would pertain to another runway that is on the show.
I see. Oh, that's gutting.
So yes, I'm going to be uploading all the looks that I did, prepared for the show. So at some point, one will appear on the Instagram that you go, oh, that was also Brighton. Like, that's the thing. But these things can't be explained on the show. You can't go, well, actually, I did have something else. And also with Brighton, it was like, right, I could do the thing that I can't say because that's a surprise later for the internet. I was like, I could do the pier.
Oh.
I could have done a seagull. Brighton's got so much going on. If I want to get the real spirit of it, I could dress like a woman who's lost her shoes that's too drunk on West Street. So that's the true Brighton spirit.
Category is Miss Congeniality.
Ginny Lemon.
Yeah, I would have to say so after she defended the girls backstage.
Because I wasn't there. So when Ginny said, you're just jealous because the scene is so talented, I was like, oh! Because at that point, Elizabeth Hurley was telling me I'm more Elizabethan than Regency. I had other things to worry about. darling, it's giving me more Elizabethan, Regency, more heaving bosoms. I said, and I'm gutted it's been cut, but there's a moment before we leave, I look at Elizabeth Hurley and I go, I loved you in Bedazzled. And she sort of looks around and goes,
Okay, well, let's talk about the lip sync. Did you agree with the bottom two?
Necessarily. But no one's going to ever agree with themselves, are they?
I was feeling a huge sense of dread watching it. God knows how you were feeling when your name was called. What was running through your mind then?
Going through my head was, right, life is taking a strange turn right now, Joe. You are wearing a 1700s inspired gown and about to try and move in it to Frankie Goes to Hollywood. It was very surreal. I stood there like holding the sides of the dress going, walking is a problem in this. And then Bimini, from what I knew of Bimini, I knew that we were going to get headstands, splits, that sort of thing. And I was like, right, not only am I very much not the physical type, I can't do the splits. So I was like, so do you know what, Joe? Pretend to be in a lift. That was it. And I was like, You know, before I did it, I was like, has anyone pretended to be in a lift before? No!
I loved the performative aspect of it, and it was by no means a bad lip sync at all. It was so sad to see both of you in the bottom, because I think both of you came across so well.
I adore Bimini. I really adore. And then obviously that moment before she leaves and she gives me comes and gives me a little kiss. Obviously that all happened so quickly, but then watching it on the screen, I was like,
bless her.
I phoned her afterwards and was like, I love you. And she'd had a few drinks and so she was like, I love you. Yeah. And we, there's a lovely screenshot of the kiss because obviously it's so brief, but the screenshot makes it look like we're really going for it. And
yeah, like you're proper macking. Yeah,
but obviously, we've seen it's very, very brief, and I put it up. I was like, right, mine and Bim's OnlyFans dropping soon.
So what was it like though? You leave the runway. What happens the next day?
I remember being sat in the hotel with a glass of wine, and I remember looking at myself in the mirror, holding the wine, and going, ha ha. I was like, I was like, what just happened? Just looking at yourself going like, woo, woo, like pure hysteria, what's just gone on? And then I arrived home, and my boyfriend, because you're allowed to tell one person, my boyfriend was like, you weren't supposed to be home. I was like, yes, well, the pavilion is of course white.
Category is Class Clown.
I mean, you're all clowns, really.
Yeah.
But which one in particular?
I'm saying Ginny Lemon again.
Is she like that when the cameras are turned off as well?
To a degree. In the group chat we have, it's just every day we get a picture of Ginny Lemon on the toilet.
What a way to wake up.
Well, it really brightens my day.
The thing is, though, you won arguably one of the biggest challenges of them all to get on the show in the first place. Yeah. For those that watch Drag Race but maybe don't know how the UK drag scene operates, how does getting on the show help a queen, even if they don't go all the way?
Drag Race is a huge platform. To be one of 12 is incredible. But, the UK has such rich drag history. This has been added to that. And, I believe it hasn't taken anything away. I think it's just helping forge more paths. And, there are people that have been performing longer than I've been alive that are still performing today. I've been doing it 13 years, but that's nothing compared to some of the trailblazers that are still going. Hopefully it means that I can make my mark in it like they have in a different way, of course. And I think it will open opportunities. You know what I mean? My dream is to release my own gin. I'm going to say that. I'm hoping that happens.
You heard it here first, guys. Let's get Joe some gin.
I mean, I've got loads of it, but I want my own. And also, in regards to I would just say that I'm really also pleased that I stayed very true to myself, because that's the important thing. If I had pandered to what the show traditionally would like, then would I have had the same reaction? Do you know what I mean? I went in there authentically me, and that's a win, regardless of leaving first.
All right, Joe, all that's left for you is to sign the yearbook. What quote would you like to be remembered by?
To quote drag legend Dina Martina, Joe Black, forgotten but not gone.
Oh, Joe, it's been so lovely chatting with you. I was gutted that you've left, but hopefully we'll see more of you in the drag world very, very soon.
In the World Wide Web. Thank you very much for chatting to me. It's been lovely. Thank you for having me.
That's all right. Speak to you soon, hon.
Right. Bye.
Bye. Bye, bye, bye.